I am Shairi Ray and here I am to teach the Act 1 Scene 1 from The Tempest by William Shakespeare. So the play opens up with a shipwreck and the first scene takes place on board a ship at sea. A storm with thunder and lightning. Enter the master and boatswain. Master, boatswain. The boatswain replies, "Here, master, what cheer?" He says, "What is the pleasure?" The master replies with, "Good. Speak to the mariners, fall to it yearly, or we run ourselves aground. Bested, bested." And then the master exits. The master says that the boatswain should speak to the mariners and ask them to do their work as quick as possible because the ship is going to get stuck in the sea where the water is too shallow. Then we have the entry of the mariners. The boatswain says, "Hi, my hearts, cheerly, cheerly, my hearts, yare, yare, take in the topsail, tend to the master's whistle." Then the mariners exit. "Blow till thou burst thy wind, if room enough." The boatswain asks the mariners to listen to the master's whistle and to take in the topsail and to blow the whistle till there is room for the ship in the sea without getting stuck. Then we have the entry of the main characters, that is Alonso, the king of Naples, Sebastian, his brother Antonio, the usurping Duke of Milan, Ferdinand, the son of Alonso, that is the prince actually of Naples, Gonzalo, the old counselor, and many others. Alonso says, "Good boatswain, have care. Where is the master? Play the main." He asks the boatswain to take care of the situation and also asks where is the master and tells him to show some courage. The boatswain says, "I pray now, keep below." The boatswain replies that he understands the situation and asks him to keep quiet. Then Antonio says, "Where is the master, boatswain?" Antonio simply asks the boatswain about where the master is. Now we go on to the second page. At first, we have the boatswain. He says, "Do you not hear him? You mar our labor. Keep your cabins. You do assist the storm." He says that can't they hear the master because they have been asking him the same question again and again about where the master is. And he also says that they are spoiling his labor. And then he asks them to go to their cabin and stay inside because they are doing nothing but assisting the storm. Then Gonzalo says, "Nay, good, be patient." Gonzalo asks the boatswain to stay patient because he is just losing his patience. Then the boatswain says, "When the sea is, hence, what cares these roarers for the name of king? To cabin, silence, trouble us not." The boatswain says, when the sea is going to be calm, he is going to be patient again. And the wind and the waters do not care about the king that is on board. And he also asks him to go to the cabin and keep silence because he is just troubling him. Then Gonzalo says, "Good, yet remember whom thou hast abroad." Gonzalo asks him to remember the fact that whom he has on board at ship. Then boatswain says, "None that I love more than myself. You are a counselor. If you can command these elements to silence and work the peace of the present, we will not hand a rope more. Use your authority. If you cannot, give thanks you have lived so long, and make yourself ready in your cabin for the mischance of the hour. If it so hap, cheerly, good hearts, out of our way, I say." Then the boatswain exits. So the boatswain says that he does not have someone on board that he loves more than himself, and also says Gonzalo that he is a counselor, and if he cannot command the forces of the nature to peace, then he should keep quiet and go inside the cabin, and also be thankful for the fact that he has lived for so long, and make himself ready for the mischance of the hour, that is, the ship getting sunken in the sea, that may happen. Then he exits. Then we have Gonzalo. He says, I have great comfort from this fellow. Methinks he hath no drowning mark upon him. His complexion is perfect gallows. Stand fast, good fate, to his hanging. Make the rope of his destiny our cable, for our own doth little advantage. If he be not born to be hanged, our case is miserable. By this, Gonzalo means he feels comforted by the presence of Boatswain, and he thinks there are no signs to show that he will be drowned, and they are also going to drown with him. His appearance shows that he is a man who is to be dead by hanging. He also prays that may fate may not change the mode of his death, and let him die only by hanging. Only his destiny, which is to die by hanging, can now save them, because their own destiny can help them little. If the boatswain is not going to die by hanging, then they all are going to die by drowning. Now we go to the third page, where we have the re-enter of the boatswain. The boatswain says, down with the topmast, yea, lower, lower, bring her to try with main course. The boatswain just commands the mariners about how to just tackle the ship. Then a cry within. He says again, a plague upon this howling. They are louder than the weather of our office. He says that there should be a curse upon the shouting that is happening inside the cabin, because all of them are scared, and also says that they are louder than them when they are at work. Then we have Sebastian, Antonio and Gonzalo re-enter. He says again, yet again, what do you hear? Shall we give over and drown? Have you a mind to sink? He asks them, the boatswain asks them, that what are they doing here? And shall he give over and just sink or drown? Do they have a mind to sink? That do they wish to sink? Then Sebastian says, a plague over your throat, you bawling blasphemous incharitable dog. Sebastian curses the boatswain and also says that may his tongue be damned, and calls him an incharitable dog. Then the boatswain says, work you then. The boatswain just asks Sebastian to do the work then. Antonio says, hang cur hang, you insolent noisemaker, we are less afraid to be drowned than you art. Antonio says that he is a dog of some inferior breed and he deserves to be hanged. He is a nonsense noisemaker and they are less afraid to get drowned than he is. Then Gonzalo says, I'll warrant him for drowning, though the ship were no stronger than a nutshell. Gonzalo says that he can give a guarantee that the boatswain won't drown, although the ship is not stronger than a nutshell. Then the boatswain replies, lay her a hold, set her 2 courses, off to sea again, lay her off. The boatswain actually just commands the mariners about the ship. Then the mariners re-entered the scene, all wet because of the water, and they say, all lost, to prayers, all lost. They say that there is no hope left for them. Then they all exit. On to the 4th page. The boatswain says, "What must our mouths be cold?" He says that they are going to drown. Then Gonzalo says, "The king and the prince at prayers. Let's assist them, for our case is as theirs." Gonzalo says that the king Alonso and the prince Ferdinand are at prayers and they must assist them because they have the same case as theirs. Then Sebastian says, "I am out of patience." Sebastian goes all impatient. Antonio says, "We are merely cheated of our lives by drunkards. This white-chapped rascal, would thou mightest lie drowning, the washing of 10 tides." He means that they are completely cheated by drunkards. And he also refers the boatswain as the white-jawed rascal, and also says that he is lying till drowning until he is washed by the 10 tides. Then Gonzalo says he will be hanged yet, though every drop of water swear against it and gape at widest to glut him. He says that he knows the boatswain will be hanged, and every drop of water will swear against it and also open the mouth to swallow him up. A confused noise within. "Mercy on us, we split, we split. Farewell my wife and children, farewell brother, we split, we split, we split." Exit boatswain. Then Antonio says, "Let's all sink with the king." And Sebastian also says, "Let's take leave of him." Exit Antonio and Sebastian. And then we have Gonzalo, who says, "Now would I give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren land. Long heath, brown furs, anything. The will's above been done, but I would fain die a dry death." And then he exits. He means that he would give 1,000 furlongs of sea for at least 1 acre of dry land, which can be covered with spiny shrubs or anything else. But if God has fixed his death, he must be dead. But he should die a dry death. So this was all for the Act 1, Scene 1 of The Tempest by William Shakespeare. We're gonna continue with the rest of The Tempest and all the other stories and poems that we have in the syllabus. Until then, like this video. Also comment down below if any queries and questions that you all have, and do share. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye.